Okay, what's up, dudes? Okay, so we're back. We're back. Damn, I don't know what time I stopped. I gotta get back used to keeping track of my time a little better. Um, I don't know. Well, it was like 2. It was like 2 hours. I can just check, right? I mean, it's not that important. It's slightly important. It's moderately important. It's really not that important. So the stream, damn, was 3 hours and 12 minutes. That's a lot, dude. Wow, it's 3 hours. Okay, how was it 3 hours? Is that really right? Damn. Well, numbers don't lie, right? So we did, what'd you say, 12:51, whatever. And what did we do? Well, we continued finalizing brainstorm for reconnect system. Made huge progress. I would say an actual breakthrough. Yeah. Made huge progress, created second pass consisting of near pseudocode. So it's like it's not pseudocode yet, but it's like it's getting close to being pseudocode, which is good. Okay, so let's just pick back up where we left off. I'm actually really tired now. I went to the gym. I worked out super hard and drank a little bit of coffee because I already had 2 cups of coffee. I try not to drink much more than 2, uh, but I got up at like 30 this morning, so no naps, baby. We don't take naps around here, baby. No naps. We don't do those. They ruin my day, you know. I don't take naps. But I just took a little bit of my caffeine pill, so hopefully it will kick in about like 15-20 minutes, and I'll be a little more lucid because I'm feeling a little not as wise as I was before I went to go work out. Okay, so we stopped at, well, we didn't actually have a stop point. We were really working in tandem with Claude. Claude was amazing. Just say Claude is just amazing, man. So good. And he helped me to figure out state management patterns. We have the different types of state management systems, and we have the checkpoint system, which I think will probably work best for us. Like it's sort of like a combination of the checkpoint with the game state. Like the concept is they're nearly identical, right? It's just like the way that this is structured is a bit different. The way that we have this, what do we call this? The state system, state machine is what they call it. State machine implementation is a little more structured. Like this is the foundation, like of the program. Basically, is the state machine implementation. But we're gonna use the state concept, but in a way that aligns more with the checkpoint system as far as like the actual implementation of it. Does that make sense? So instead of like having just a checkpoint system with numbers, we're gonna have a checkpoint system that is reflective of the state. I don't know, we might just use numbers instead of like string state. I'll have to figure that out exactly what we're gonna roll with. But anyway, main while loop reentry system key point seems to have line number tracking for exact. Okay, so yeah, we figured out a way to do line tracking. We actually saved it in a file, which is very important. Claude actually made this, and it's funny, it's an untracked file, and it's about tracking. Irony here. This key point seems as if line number tracking for exact disconnect point is essential. Rather, we need to figure out exactly where we DC that. So, yeah, solution founding uses the same mechanism that traceback uses. So the next question for A is there a way to jump back into a function at a particular line using the saved line number? And basically the answer was no to that. You would have to use state management checkpoint system. That could be used line number tracking to assign state for jumping back into main while loop using proper state function. Could we use line number tracking to assign state for jumping back into main while loop using proper state function? Compartmentalized functional code as proposed earlier. Could we use line number tracking to assign state? I mean, look, technically we could do that, right? Like technically we could track the line number and we could create, instead of like adding in code right here that, you know, said, you know, checkpoint 7 or whatever you want to call it. Checkpoint 7 slash, what is this? What would we call this? This would be called, we'll just call it dict assignment. Dict assignment section, whatever. And instead of putting that here, we could put it in that same file, and we made a, oh, my paint file closed. Damn. I mean, it's not super important, but I had this memorized, I mean, I had this all written out. We had the client file, then the save.py file, which contains the save logic, which would ultimately be responsible for actually saving all of the data to the save file, pickle file, or whatever type of file that we chose to use. So I don't know if we would rather have it there or have it in the client file. We might want to put this, yeah, we'd actually probably want to have this in the client file. The different checkpoints. You know what I mean? I feel like that would be wise. So I will add this. I think that's what we're gonna end up doing. Some sort of checkpoint system. So we're gonna add this to things to do. We're not gonna have it be a subset of the reconnect system because this is technically a different system altogether. So we're gonna put this down here, and we're gonna say implement checkpoint CS. checkpoint system. CS. We'll call this implement client-side checkpoint system. There we go. And say implement checkpoint system side, which divides the various client-side operations into small sections well, I'm like, hold up, man. Too small sections for use in tandem to be used in tandem with reconnect system. So I'm wondering, I was thinking about that idea about using the line number to create, like, to assign state / checkpoints. So yeah, this would, yeah, we wouldn't be creating little functions. We would just use create just an ID basically. We'll call it a checkpoint ID. We could just say checkpoint ID, right? And I don't want to create redundant. I don't want to be redundant here. Like, I don't want to create more than what I need to create. That's why I was thinking about the line number thing, because if I'm already using the line number system, like if I'm already tracking the line number, technically I could just add in the logic for the checkpointing. But then, like, obviously you're gonna want to have a visual representation of a new checkpoint in the client file. You don't want to have that somewhere else. And I'm not actually sure I would be able to do that. So it's always nice to be able to make one thing do two things instead of having to create two things. But in this case, I don't necessarily think it would be the proper thing to do. Convenient isn't always better, but it is lots of the time. So we'll just put this checkpoint number, dict assignment section. So we'll just increment checkpoint ID. Is that a good way to do this? Which gets incremented as progress through file, starts at 1 and resets back to 1 for each loop. Yeah. Checkpoint ID. Yeah, I mean, I feel like that would work. We just have to create all of our checkpoints. Go through file, go through find by and create the various checkpoints. And this is going to be the most delicate, it's going to be a very delicate process. And this is used in tandem with line tracking. Is it tandem with, I love that phrase, line tracking. Used in tandem with line tracking for DC and reconnect to pick up in the proper location. To pick back up proper code section. We'll have to add in additional logic, perhaps in another file, maybe, like I don't know, like we can call the function. Let's see, so can call can create function in other file but call from ClyPy, so as to reduce clutter in ClyPy. Additional logic which handles the specific data management, which is called specific data management, in each checkpoint section. I.e., if DC in middle of application process determine correct data assignments, reassignments, throwing away bad data, etc. All that stuff, you know, making it correct, which will be easily, well, not necessarily easily, but will be a lot easier when we're dealing with small little sections. So how many checkpoints are we gonna have? I don't know. Maybe like 20 or so. I don't know exactly. We'll see. So I gotta use the bathroom, so I'll be back. Okay, we're back. Let's I actually, man, I'm not feeling in it to win it right now, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna trudge through this. Damn. I feel like it. I mean, I did do 3 hours already. So. I think I'm actually gonna call it quits. I'm gonna yeah, I'm done. I'm done, guys. No, wait. First, okay, I will learn. All right, here we go. I know what I want to do. Tell me about PKL files and other alternatives to use. Yeah, let me learn a little something real quick, cause I just not feeling it right now. You know what I mean? Let's read. Let us read. Let's learn. So common serialization formats for Python is pickle. Okay, PKL handles complex Python objects, cons, Python specific security risks, untrusted data. And then we have JSON, readable language agnostic. And cons, it is limited to basic data types, which is fine. I would use JSON instead. JSON is very important. Es muy importante. Learn to know JSON. It's very much used a lot. We have protocol buffers, which is PB, import protobuf. Requires schema definition and compilation. Message.serialize to string. Message.parse from string. I have no idea. Fast, compact, and it's schema enforced. I don't know what a schema is. Our setup is required, and then we have a message pack. Message pack. Compact binary JSON, faster than JSON, less human readable. For queue persistence, JSON or message pack are safe alternatives to pickle. So what do we mean that there's security risks? Why does pickle have security risks? What does that mean exactly, my friend? Pickle has security risk because it can execute arbitrary code during deserialization. When unpickling data, Python reconstructs objects by executing their code. If an attacker modifies the pickle file to include malicious code, it will run. Oh. So if you did OS system remove some sort of file with open evil pickle as f, pickle dump exploit, and then when they open it, it would execute that. Oh. Okay, now I know. For untrusted data, use JSON, message pack, or protocol buffers instead. Only use pickle with data you've created yourself. Well. Okay, so what needs to be done first? As far as... Well, doesn't the reconnect system rely on the checkpoint system? Does it? I forgot to set my timer. 30 minutes in. Granted, I probably took like a break, so it's more like 20 minutes. Let's put it to 40 minutes and see if I can make it through that to get the 4th hour in. So I think we need the checkpoint system. Like the reconnect requires the checkpoint system. Yeah, it does, because well, not necessarily like it doesn't. I don't know if it needs to precede the reconnect system. When I say the reconnect system, like what I'm really, I mean specifically the code that handles reconnection. Which actually, yeah, like, so it kind of does. Yeah, we kind of do need to have the checkpoint system. Technically, we could create the reconnect system, but it would not be able to be completed until we created the checkpoint system. So I would say, yeah, we should probably do the checkpoint system first. Plus, that's not really adding any code per se. I mean, we are gonna have to add some code, granted, but it's more so like a segregation of current code. And there is going to have to be code added to handle, like whenever we do reconnect at a certain section. And I would like to have that in like its own file. Like, let's here. We'll say create reconnect logic pi file, and this is a file. Create this file to contain the specific logic functions associated with each checkpoint's specific requirements. I don't know if we would actually be able to do that. Well, we would just have to pass. Yeah, we would have to pass in args. Well, even if we did, I mean, that's fine. It's fine to do the args. We just have to be careful, because I would rather add args and create functions than just like add the naked code into the client pi file, like to just add it in there straight up. I don't want to add any more code there. It's gonna complicate things, and like, yeah, I just don't want to do that. Like, I know it's more trouble to create a function and then call the function, because then you have to pass in arguments, and then that's another layer of a place where you can make a mistake, etc. But I still think, yeah, I would rather do the function thing, because it's pretty bloated, it's pretty complicated. I don't really want to make it any more like diluted with other related concepts, but that aren't really doing what that file should do. So yeah, we will create this file to contain specific logic functions associated with each checkpoint and specific requirements for proper data assignment, reassignment. I say reassignment, etc. I mean, I know what I mean when I say that, but I don't know if that's actually the proper term. Now, so create reconnect logic, and we'll call the various functions from client by passing in proper args. don't want to add naked code to client by because it's already got enough in it. We don't want to complicate things further. So I'll go ahead and do that actually in main. We'll create this. And we'll call this the connect logic. Let's call it connect logic. Add in various functions associated with each checkpoint. Add in various functions to ensure proper data assignment. Function names can be synonymous with checkpoint name. Follow up namespace with logic function. I.e. we'll just call it we'll say dict assignment checkpoint logic function associated with the assignment checkpoint. Yeah, there we go. That's good, right? I feel like that's pretty good. So this would consist of like, we'd probably have like 20 or so functions, and yeah, we would just have to make sure we did everything correctly. Not gonna be easy per se, but we're also gonna need let's say finish edit this file to contain this. Yeah, there we go. So we still need to create the save file logic, the save logic file. So we'll call it save logic. Save logic file. And for initializing the, what's it called, like the save thread, right? For initializing the save thread and to contain all related code, will put the various code sections into functions which will be imported to and called from client pi as well. I.e. function which has line detection. Would this be the file that we would want the line detection to be in? Yeah, so where so we want the line detection for what exactly? The line detection is for line tracking for the reconnection. But we would need to save it in case of a hard function which has, so yeah, this technically would be associated with that file. Function which has line detection logic built in. We can see that file specifically, which is by Claude line dot dot dot. Okay. So I can't remember the full name of it. That's close enough. I'll know what I'm talking about there. And then also a function which has some way to determine which data points from client by have been changed. Function which has a way to determine which data points from client have been changed, i.e. While loop checking dict key value pairs, possibly, right? Could I do that? Something like that. And then function which actually saves this changed data to the save file, which we don't know what the save file is gonna be. So yeah, I need to also do that. Is I need to determine finish save logic pi. Finish adding in code. I'm gonna say begin rather, because we're gonna start. We just added in a little brainstorm there. Begin adding in code to which handles all save system logic. And directly handles appends to save file. So regarding that, we need to determine which type of save file. So we have to figure out, determine if we are using JSON, pickle. What's the other ones? Let's write these down. We have JSON message pack, message pack, something protocol. JSON pickle message pack protocol buffers. Put may not want to use pickle since it requires execution of all transferred code, which results in possible malicious code execution. May want to use JSON since it is used prominently in programming in general. Yeah. And then we have, yeah, so then we have the actual save file. Determine final structure of actual save file. Determine the final structure of this file. i.e., you know, like logical structure. And then was there, man, I wish that paint would have made. Do we not have that one? Can we open something that was already like recent? Does it save like recent? Menu. Recovered project. That was recent. 1009. Yeah, that's the one, right? Am I wrong? Oh, okay. Well, I know we had the CS file, right? And then we had the save file, and then we had the actual or save logic, and then we had the save file. So we had these three. I think that was how it worked, right? We imported the save file logic into the client side client file. So all this code that's here gets written here, but it gets executed here. And then this is our actual save file, JSON, pickle, whatever. And so the data is going to go from here to here, and this data is going to go from here to here, and then ultimately, whenever we reload the, and then we also have another file. We have our reconnect file, and the reconnect, it's going to handle all the reconnect logic. How is the reconnect? Is the reconnect? The reconnect's going to get imported in here as well. So it's going to be written here, but it's going to be imported and executed here. And the reconnect is going to have to work with the actual save file sometimes. The JSON or pickle, whatever file we're talking about here. And then, what else do we have? I feel like there was another one. There's one that I'm forgetting about. Reconnect logic, save logic, full save file. That's it. I feel like that's it. Yeah, that helped me. That's all it took. So we have save logic. We'll just go ahead and save this file. Function which actually saved this, change it to the save file, right? So we have to do that. Go ahead and close this. Close the stuff we're not working on. Alright, so now we need to figure out what exactly do we need to do first. I think first, before we do anything else, I would say we want to implement this checkpoint system. Now I'm gonna have to think about it a little more, you know, because this is like a big decision. It's a big design decision. I don't want to jump the gun on it. But I feel like it's a smart way to solve this problem. I don't want to assume I know for sure. So let's copy this and let's move this down to pressing, and hopefully it didn't mess up the indentation here. And this is really, we mean implement/check. Or I should have took more ibuprofen. Create, reconnect system. Alright, yeah, so task that we're concerned about, or that we need to implement first, it's going to be implement client-side checkpoint system. So we need to create a checkpoint ID first of all in client, which gets incremented, and this checkpoint ID is going to be saved as we increment to the save file. We'll say this ID will be saved to the save file upon incrementation. So we'll open up the actual save file, and right now we'll have the CSV pickle. So we have the unique save file, client ID. We also are going to have the checkpoint ID. And we'll call it the CS, client side checkpoint ID, which equals, say 0. Say, give it a note. Let's use our below line. There we go. Created 1230. We're gonna say 1230. We'll say type, int, and purpose. In client vi to keep track of regression via checkpoint ID system. It will start at 1 and start at 0. Which one? We don't know yet. And increment every time it reaches the next section of code. This code will is to be divided into small sections that can be easily logically managed for usage in data restoration during hard DC, hard or soft, during disk DC and subsequent reconnects. Yeah. Alright, and now we have this is the unique, save file client ID. It is going to be an integer as well. And the purpose of this one though is to store the unique ID of the client for see and reconnect application. See and reconnects. Yeah, we need to modify unique, what's it called? Unique save file client ID code. And that's in modify this code in this code section in so that we no longer check the IP address. Instead, we'll always check the unique client ID instead. Requires less code and is more reliable. True. So yeah, this ball is rolling, bro. Like we're doing the thing. Is that? It's not in client Pi, that's in server. It's in server Pi. And we can say request code. C lines number, which lines? 172 to basically 200 in server bot. And what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go through my bookmarks and I'm going to remove all of them. Because we actually they have become like stale, like old. This one we will keep. Just reconnect to our accomplish this. So we can update this. So we have menu screen. If reconnect, determine when. So we'll structure this a little more like pseudocode. So we have if reconnect, determine which part of the main while loop to re-enter. And this will say instead using what? Determine which part of main while loop to re-enter using checkpoint system. And line tracking system, right? And let's see, potentially could use this. No, we don't need to use that. Okay, so where is the line tracking gonna be? The line tracking, that's gonna be in the save file, right? Save logic? Or would that be in the reconnect logic? Well, I think it would more, like, it would fall more in line with the reconnect logic, right? Because that's what it's used for whenever we reconnect to determine which line we disconnected at. Yeah. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, see, this is, no, we don't want the line detection logic in the save file. We want that one in the reconnect logic. The fuck? I've never, why does it do that thing where it like pastes over? That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. What is that called? Let's see, what is it called? Let me just Google this one. What is it called whenever you type text and then move to beginning of text line, but when you type new characters it replaces them instead of moving them over? Overtype mode. So that's insert. So is that really why? And we hit insert. Oh wow, that was it. Dude, I did not know that, bro. And then if you hit insert, no shit, huh? Dude, I did not. I was today years old when I learned that. Holy shit, bro. Okay. Alright. Why? So this is the. I don't know if we actually need to do that. Like, would we need a dictionary? Because we're gonna save it in the form of JSON. So like, I've never really worked with JSON. I'm pretty sure it's uses like dictionaries. Yeah, so I don't know exactly how that's gonna work out. I don't necessarily know if we need to have some sort of like dictionary which translates from like JSON to plain English or something, you know what I mean? Like a easily rememberable key of a dictionary. I mean, because when we load it in, like we're gonna need to. I think we're gonna have to have a dictionary at some point, right? Because there's gonna be like there's gonna be the attribute name or the data structure name. I'm not sure. I would have to learn more about JSON, honestly, to see exactly. So we need to learn more about JSON to determine if we need a dictionary or something to convert saved data into plain English or readable Python. You know what I mean? Something like that. I feel like I'm on the right track here with this. I'm mapping everything out, bro. I'm drawing. I'm a cartographer right now. I'm a programmatic cartographer right now. All right, we got 5 more minutes. I can do this. I can do this. Let's separate this out a little bit. So I'll literally just add this over here. I'm kind of doing like easy stuff, you know? Getting this out of the way. The easy stuff. Sometimes that's what you want to do. Sometimes you just want to do easy code, you know? It's kind of like sometimes on Sunday you just want to clean your room. Like you want to code, but you're just like, really, I need to just clean my room. I'm sure you know that. Claude with a capital C, my dude. Show the respect, dog. Show the Claude respect, dog. Alright, baby. Alright, baby. Alright, baby. Alright, we did good. I'm proud of myself. I'm feeling kind of tired though. I'm ready to wrap it up. Reconnect different part of using chipper system line tracking system. Yeah, I feel like that's so now I need to clean up the, but I'm done. So we're gonna get rid of this. Yeah, so I'm gonna call it quits. I'm clocking out here. So yep, we're gonna do that next time. Implement CS checkpoint system. So let's go to date our devlog. We did 9:44 to 12:51, and 4:08 to say 5:20. So it's an hour and 12. We'll just say an hour 15. So we did 2 hours and well, no, we did more. We did 3 hours. Yeah, baby. Well, yeah, that is 3 hours. Dumbass. That's 3 hours and 7 minutes, and then 1 hour and 12. So that's 4 hours and 19 minutes, which is would say 4 hours 15 minutes. 4.25 hours. Baby, baby, we did it, baby. Why do we do that? Just write it like that. Is there a reason? I don't think there is. Is it more readable with the parentheses? I don't know, baby. Maybe it is. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, dude. Just let it go. I kind of think it is more readable with parentheses. I'm trying to track it with my eyes right now. It's just like some bunch of numbers, bro. Like some fucking equation. Some mathematical equation. For which I am not prepared to calculate. Brain is like, run away from that. Alright, so 408 to 20, baby. We continued. Let's write this. Continued finalizing brainstorm for a reconnect system and all associated systems which need to be implemented that are related or directly related to it. created some new files, such as save logic pi and reconnect logic pi. Well, we did, this is a separate task really. Let's say we did this till 4:45, and then from 4:46 to 5:20, we began first pass implementation for reconnect system and associated files systems. Create some new files, some reconnect logic. We made final or near final pass of pseudocode for said system and things to do. .text and modified the file to reflect with this is such a simple phrase I'm looking for. I modified the file to reflect new goals. There we go. New goals. Yeah, getting tired. New gold. Gold goals. Golden goals, baby. What else did we do? It's basically it. Created some new files. Made near final pass of pseudocode. Tidied up. We're being extra here in our devlog now. We just tidied up client pi a bit. Removing some comments, notes we had added the past couple days. There, and that's it. And then now we're just going to stage, commit, and push our changes to the remote repo, which we didn't do that yesterday, or day before yesterday when we worked on it. And we actually worked a little bit long. We'll actually go to 5:25. So we did 5:22 or 1 to 5:25. So we're going to stage, commit, and push our changes to remote repo, create a new local backup of the entire project. So let's do that. We're going to go over here to our terminal. We're going to cd out to the root of the project directory. Then we're going to do git branch to see what branch we are on. We're on secondary, which is the correct branch. That's the one we want to be. So we did git add dot to add everything, and we can ignore the CRLF warning. It's doesn't matter to us. We're going to do git commit -m for our message, double quotes, and we're going to copy our devlog, and then we're going to paste it in to as our commit message, and then double quotes to end it. So we successfully created our new commit. We successfully created our new commit. It's been a while, guys. So now we're going to do, we did 13 files changed, 409 insertions, 227 deletions, and I think we created a couple files. Yeah, we deleted C1, C2, Okay, so we deleted C1 and C2 save file, and then we created CS save file, created reconnect logic, and save logic. Cool. Now do you git push? It feels nice to make new files, I'm not gonna lie. I've been working with these same files for so long. Um, it does feel like I'm buffing my muscles, you know what I mean? Like my project muscles whenever I add these new files in. It just feels like, yeah, my project's getting bigger, yeah. Yeah, that's me, you know. The guy with 20, 30 files, yeah, in his project, yeah, that's me. So now we're gonna git push Canasta secondary to push to the cloud to GitHub, so it exists on the Webernet. And now, since everything exists on the Webernet, we're gonna make sure it exists on my old dinosaur hard drive, just in case somehow the backup servers for GitHub get an EMP blast from China or South Korea, resulting in a total loss of my 4-year project, upon which knowledge of I would surely not want to live anymore, because I worked really hard on this and I would hate to lose all this project progress. Progress is what I meant to say. But if I did lose the entire project, that would be losing all of my project progress, which would be bad. So we're going to copy the current Canasta file. We're going to enter into the Canasta backup folder. We're going to delete this old Canasta folder, and we're going to paste in the new updated folder, which contains all of the project's code. We're going to enter into it, and then enter text, devlog, Control N to go to the end of the file, looking at the date to verify it is indeed today's date, which means this is the up-to-date version. Now we're going to back out of this backup file, backing up out of it until we get to the title, which we will now rename to reflect today's date, the last time it was backed up. Alright guys, I'm tired. I'm gonna go. I was gonna make some oatmeal cookies, bro. I was gonna make some oatmeal cookies and eat some oatmeal cookies. I was actually gonna go get a hair trim. I got my hair cut the other day, and instead of getting them to like basically shave this undercut part on the sides, I let her do a number 2 and fade down to a number 1 or whatever, or 1.5. And I regret it because it just grows so fast. It sticks out, and it looks like a fucking like Bozo the Clown. You can see like sticking out when I look straight at you, and it just totally does not look slick, bro. It doesn't. It's nice and slick up here and suave and smooth, and then on the sides it's like fucking Buzz Lightyear, you know what I mean? So I gotta get him to basically make this bald almost on the sides. So when it does grow a little bit, it will like be so short that you don't really notice it, and it doesn't like some weird angular Bozo Clown thing going on poking out the sides. Probably gonna run over to Fantastic Sam's and a discount card will get my hair trimmed. So I don't know. Kick back, relax. My motorcycle comes in tomorrow. Very excited, big day. I'm gonna be at work when he gets here, but someone's gonna take care of making sure it has arrived in one piece. Hopefully it's actually working and I didn't get scammed. I know some people have bought off of Alibaba and didn't get what they asked for. They like ordered a 10,000 watt and got a 3,000 watt. I was very specific. I like vetted my sellers, the vendors, to an extraordinary degree. Like, I mean, I spent like a month just vetting these sellers down to like a handful, and then vetted them even more and talked to them for like a couple weeks and narrowed it down to like 2, and then talked to them for like a couple weeks and then narrowed it down again to the guy I ended up going with. And I was starting to think I might have got scammed because it took a little bit longer than what he said. he said it was like 60 days. It's more like 75, 80 days, whatever. I don't really care. Um, his service was great. Let's just hope that he followed through and actually give me what he said he was going to give me, and that the specs are like exact to what he said, and that it's not a piece of shit, and I made a wise decision here, getting an all-electric motorcycle. But anyway, see you guys next time. Have a happy new year. If I don't see you, be safe. Don't go drinking and driving. Do no dumb shit on New Year's Eve. Okay? And if you got kids and you're popping off fireworks, make sure to keep the kids safe. I almost got my ear blown off when I was fireworks, and yeah, you can really hurt.